Hello everybody, welcome to a Solid Edge tutorial. This tutorial we're going to take you through sheet setup and scaling, some of the basic tools and commands, how to create a drawing in Draft, also in um, how to make isometric drawings from your orthographic drawing and vice versa. Also, we're going to learn how to add detailing to your drawing, such as section views and detail views. Another thing we're going to learn is how to dimension your drawing. So we're going to go ahead and start up Solid Edge, and that's going to take you to a page that looks like this. Here is the home page of Solid Edge. This is where you decide what kind of drawing you want to create. If you want to create an ISO part, sheet metal, or an assembly, a weldment, or a draft. We're going to start with creating a draft, but I'd like to select a different type of draft. I'd like to select an ANSI draft. So I'm going to go to Edit, Create Options, and I'm going to browse for a new type. I hit More, and here is ANSI draft. So I want to use the ANSI draft. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to name it ANSI draft, like so, and then we're going to add it. Right there it is. I'm going to click OK, and here it shows up right there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, double click that, start it up. That brings you here. Once you're here, we have to um, select this sheet size we'd like to use. So there's two ways of doing that. You can go into the application button and use sheet setup. That'll take you here, or you can double click on your sheet and that'll bring you here. So we're going to start off with a background. I'm going to set the size first actually. I'm going to set the size to an 8.5 by 11 sheet. There's all these different types of sizes down here. You choose which you'd like. I know I want the 8.5 by 11 wide. If you select the tall, it'll select send it vertical. I want the wide, so select that one here. Just change the background to a B sheet. There we have it. And also in the size menu, you can see the scaling of your drawing, which gives you a list here. I'm going to use a 1-to-1 scale. That's what I'd like to draw in. So there we have it. We're going to go ahead and click OK. Notice how it changes the location of your sheet here. So I want to fit it to screen using a command down in the bottom right hand corner, fit, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. All right. Okay, so now that we've gotten here, um, we can see our sheet and the way it's set up here. You can see that the background fits nicely on the sheet itself, so when we print it, it'll be properly located. Down where that fit the screen icon or tool was, you can see there's a number of different applications down here. So for example, on the right hand side of this, this is the command finder, very useful tool. So let's say we want to find a command, something that you know you don't, maybe you don't quite know what the name of the command is, but you know what it does. You can simply type that in and it'll give you a list of things that you want to use. So let's say we want to create a text, so we can go ahead and type text in there and hit enter on the keyboard, and it'll come up with your a list of matches for you. And then we want to create text, so you can highlight, bring it over top, and it highlights in the where the location of that is, which is really handy. So you can see it's up here. That's a really nice application. Again, to the right of the command finder, you can see the prompt bar. This is another thing that's very useful. So when we're in separate, different type of applications, so let's say we don't know what the text button does, we can hit that, and you can see here in the prompt bar, it tells you enter text position. So it's telling you where do you want to write the text. All right. So we want to write the text here, okay, in the title, but it's pretty small there. So what we can do is we can look down here and we can find a zoom area tool, which is very useful. And we can zoom in on that area just like so. And now we are ready for that. Here it says enter text position. Type in there, and we're going to name this lesson part 1. A, just like that. All right, so that's what we've gone ahead and named that. Okay, so when you want to end a task, so like our task was entering text, you can right click on the mouse and that'll end your task. And then you can also click escape on the keyboard and that will also end your task as well. So those are both very useful things to know. Okay, now we can fit this to our screen, and there we go. And next, before you start drawing, you're going to want to set your projection angles. And the way we do this is you go into the application button and solid edge options, and it'll bring up this here, and then under drawing standards, it'll set your projection angles, okay? So you can select a first angle projection or a third angle projection. The first angle projection is usually used for ISO or DIN standards. So if you're drawing in either one of those, you're going to want to use a first angle projection because that's what their standards are. And then for the third angle projection is usually the ANSI standards. So today we're going to be using the third angle projection. So once you have that, you can go ahead and click OK. So I'll do that. There we have it. And we're ready to start drawing. So the way we start drawing is you have to go into sketching because you're wanting to sketch something, right? Okay, so we want to start by sketching just a simple rectangle. So there's a few different ways to do that, and you have to go into the draw icon here, the draw tab, and you can draw a rectangle with a line, or you can draw it with rectangle by center point. You can also draw circles and so on and so on. So most of your drawing tools are located here. Um, so we want to create a rectangle, and we're going to use create a rectangle by 2 points. Okay, so you can either do it by center point or by 3 points or polygon by center. This is another drawing application here, but I want to create a rectangle by 2 points. So the way you do that is you select it, and now you select where you want to start your rectangle, and you just drag it, and there you have it. We have a rectangle. Another thing we want to make sure when we're drawing or when we start drafting something on your sheet, you want to make sure that these two tools are on here. The first one, which is this is the maintain relationships um, um, tool. So this remembers all applications of geometric relationship. And then also you want to make sure that this relationship handles is on. This toggles the display of relationships. So these are both important to have on when you're drawing a orthographic projection of a drawing. So that's important, okay? And if you haven't noticed yet, when we drew our rectangle, you see there's these little icons on here, and those are actually they're meaningful. You don't want to get rid of them because they represent the midpoint. These ones here represent the midpoint. These ones represent endpoints. Okay, so just remember that. Another thing that when we're drawing something, if you notice, you see these little icons to the right of my cursor. And those are actually up here, the IntelliSketch. So these are handy little icons, and if you don't quite understand what one means, you can find out what it looks like. Okay, so this one's a little line with a little dot on it. So up here, there it is, and it says mid. It says recognize the midpoint of an element. Okay, so that's they're very handy. Again, it's IntelliSketch. It also sends out projection lines so that you're in line with your endpoint when you begin to draw. Okay. So that's handy. Okay, so what if we don't want the bottom, we don't want a line from our drawing here. So how would we get rid of that? Would you redraw? You can redraw the whole thing, or you can simply click the select tool, and you can select what you want to get rid of, and then you hit delete on the keyboard, and then there you go, it disappears. Okay, and if you want to redraw it, you can go up to your draw tab, click to draw a line. Notice the icons here, I'm selected to the endpoint. I'm going to hit that one, and then I'm also going to hit to the endpoint. You can tell my IntelliSketch is telling me, yes, you are indeed on the endpoint. I hit that, and then I'm going to right click on the mouse to end the process. There you have it. Next, we're going to dimension our rectangle because we want to know how big it is. Okay, so what you can do is you can go up here to the dimension um, tab, and then you can hit Smart Dimension. Smart Dimension usually works because it just you click on the line you want to dimension, and it'll tell you what size it is. Or there's all these different other tools here, like the distance between, angular coordinate dimension, angle dimension. So these are all different dimensioning tools. They're pretty handy. Okay, I like to use the Smart Dimension for simple applications like this. So there you have it. As you can see, this is 2 inches and in the decimal there. So that's that. And then if we want to use the distance between tool, we want to dimension this line here. So that line is between this line and this line. So you click on those and drag it out, and there you have it. There's your dimension. If you look here where the dimensions are, you can edit those, but it doesn't actually physically change the shape, the size of the shape. It just changes the dimension. So there'll be a little line underneath it saying that this is not its actual value. So that's you can change it there, but it won't actually change it. You can also lock the dimensions. So this locks the dimensions at its current value. So if you want to keep something the same size, there you go. You can click lock the dimension. This can cause problems if you accidentally hit lock and you're trying to change the shape. It might not, it won't let you change it. So you got to make sure that the lock dimension is off if you're trying to edit things. Okay, so our rectangle, we have the dimension sizes. We can end that process, but I want to make a square now. I want to make a 1 inch by 1 inch square. How would I go about doing that? Well, first you could select the whole thing and delete it. We don't want to do that. We want to just edit what we have here. So you can click a line, and then if you look here, it says the length. On st2, it'll be located on the far left-hand side, but on st3, it's up here in the tab. So what we can do is erase that, type in 1 inch while using your keyboard, hit enter. Okay, so it's telling you that it's in a relationship already. So what we can do is just change those just by deleting them. Okay, so that happens sometimes. We're going to click that line. We want a 1 inch by 1 inch square by the rectangle. Type in 1 inch. There you have that. That changes. And then this one as well. Select the line. Type in 1 inch. There you go. Now we have our square, which is nice. Okay, so what if we drew our square here in the wrong location? Should we erase it and restart? And, well, no, you can actually just move it by selecting it. And then here this select toolbar comes up, and for ST2 it'll be again on the left-hand side. Around this location, you can select this drop down. You can use it to select things on the inside of what your square you're going to draw, or on the outside, or overlapping, inside overlapping, outside overlapping. So I want to choose everything inside my square. So you can do this like that, and then selects it. Another thing that's handy is if you click the down here in the Alt, down here in the prompt bar, you can see if you click the Alt key and then click, you can draw a polygon around what you want to select, and then left click, and then there you have it. It's been selected. Okay, so once it's highlighted and you have it selected, you can simply click on it and drag it around where you want to put it. So that's pretty handy. Okay, next, what we're going to do is we want to actually make changes to this shape here. We want to create a L shape. Um, Okay, so what you can do is, again, you can highlight the whole thing, delete and restart, or you can edit what you have already made. So I'm going to zoom in on my drawing here so that I can see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to make changes to it. So again, I'm using my IntelliSketch to hit the midpoint, and then again, use my IntelliSketch to show my transfer line, and then there we have it. There. Okay, so now I have my L shape, but I want to get rid of some lines, so I'm going to select them like this, delete that line, create some more lines here, like there. Oops, there we go on the endpoints, like that. Again, there and there. There we have it. Okay, now I also want to dimension this because we have some dimensions involved with this. So if we want to edit them again, like the same way we did before, I want to change this to 3 inches in length, like so. All right, so I'm going to fit the screen now, and then go like this, zoom on my what I'm trying to change here. I'd also like to change the length of this line here. Okay, can't quite select on it, so I'm going to zoom in on it again just to really fit it in. Okay, okay, let's try a different one. Down here, I want to make this one 2 inches long. So there we have it. And then I would like to also change this to 2 inches. Oh, conflicts. Because I'm in a current process. Select it again. 2 inches. There we go. Change this one. Just zoom right in on it though so that I can really select it. There we go. Select that line. I want this line to be 1 inch. There we go. Fit the screen again. And I also want this line down here in the bottom against the side here to be 1 inch as well. So select that one, change it to 1 inch, and there we go. We have a drawing. Now what I want to do is dimension it to make sure that all my sizes are proper. Go to the Smart Dimension. This is 2.5 inches, so we can go ahead and change that. Select 3 inches. There we go. Again, we'll go back to our Smart Dimension just to double check. 3 inches, 2 inches. This should be 1 inch, and there it is, 1 inch. This should also be 1 inch. Because this is 1 inch and this is 2 inches, you can subtract and get the dimension for this. So now our L has been dimensioned and it's proper. Okay, so next we want to start drawing the front face of it. So the front face of our drawing is going to always be on the right hand side of it. So what we can do is you can start drawing your line here and use your IntelliSketch to project the line to where you're going to start, or you can also use this handy tool here. You click on it like you were to edit the line, and then you can go project line, okay, and then it gives you this, well, projection of the line that you're on. Okay, this is handy for creating other views. So I'm going to do the same here, project this line, and then I'm also going to need this line to project to do the front face. There we have it. Okay, now I'm going to start drawing my front face. So we go here, there we go, and it's going to be 3 inches deep. So I'm going to go ahead and type 3 inches, and there we go, and draw up, again there, right there. Okay, and I'm also going to need to draw a line here because that's part of the drawing. So you can see the step, so that would be the front face. Okay, so now I want to get rid of these projection lines. Go ahead, click on them, and hit the same projection key. There we go. Now I want to draw the top of it the same way, and that goes above the drawing, and then hit project line. Again here, project line. Again with this one, if I can select it, we'll just zoom in on it again and select project line, fit the screen. There we have it. Okay, so I'm going to start drawing that. Start here. There we go, and that is indeed 3 inches. Goes to there, again to here, and then again right back down, and there we have it. Again, we're going to need another line in between representing the step, so we're going to go ahead and draw this line in the middle, and there you go, and that's that. Okay, what if you have drawn a line, and let's say we drew that line, and you want to change it just a little bit? You can actually click on it and then move it just like that. Okay, so you see I'm clicking on the endpoints. That's pretty handy. Okay, but I don't want that line there, so I'm gonna delete it. Okay, shut off these projections by clicking on them and shutting them off like that. And there we go. Okay, so now we can dimension our drawings here using the dimension tools again. So Smart Dimension. As you can see that they are in line, so you can they indeed represent other things. So let's say we want to dimension this because we want it to show that it's 3 inches. So there you go. Basically, that's the only dimension we have to add off of this. But if you want to clean them up and add them to different places, you can. But as you can see, there you go. Okay, well, what if we want to make changes to our drawing? Can we edit as we go? Well, you've seen that already, that you can make changes to your drawing as you move along. So we want to put a hole up in the top corner of this here for in our part, okay? And we want it to be 0.5 of an inch over from the top of each from the corner each direction. So this way, and this way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a line there. This is an easy way of setting things up. 0.5 of an inch, a half inch. Go this way, click on the line, and then again in this direction, 0.5. There you go. This is just setting up where I want my circle to go, or my hole, I guess. Now I'm going to zoom area on where I'm drawing my circle. There we go. So again, you want to go into the draw key, find the circle. I want to use circle by center point because I want it to be my hole to be in the middle like this. And go ahead and draw that. And I want my circle to be half an inch in diameter. So I type in the diameter section, half an inch, click OK, and there you have we have a circle. All right. So now what we want to do is I'm going to clean up these measurements here, or these reference lines. So I'm going to delete that, and delete that. Okay, so now we're going to change to one side of our drawing. We have to make changes to the other two as well to for it to represent where our drawing has gone. Okay, so we got to put hidden lines in here. So what you can do is you go over your line tool, and because I said hidden lines, we can make changes here on the toolbar. Again, in st2, it'll be on your left-hand side. So I'm going to go hidden line, and then I'm going to use my Intel sketch for the top of the circle, project that line all the way across, like so. Make sure it's in the top. There we go. I'm going to use my endpoint here and draw it to the other endpoint there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with the bottom of the circle. Okay, there we go. Now we have two hidden lines. We have to do the same up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I go 0.5 of an inch down, like so. And that would bring me to the center of my circle, but I want to be to the top of it. So if you don't know the measurement, you can measure it here using your dimension tool, but I know that it's half of 0.5 is 0.25, so type that in and go like this, and then draw my line. Again, now I'm going to use 0.5 because that's the diameter. Hit that and click OK, and draw that across there to there, and there we have our hidden lines, like so. Again, now that we made some changes to our drawing, we have to dimension them. So you can hit the Smart Dimension tool to dimension the diameter of this, and that says 0.5 of an inch. And then you also have to use your distance between, but I'm going to zoom in so that I can see what I'm dimensioning here. Distance between, I want to find out the distance between this and this. That says 0.25. And then again, from, let's say from the center point to the end, okay, distance between center point here to the side, and that says 0.5 of an inch. And so there we go. We have our dimensions there. And you can also make the changes to these dimensions here. Because I know that that's in line there, it tells me the sizes already. Okay. Okay, so now I have a working drawing of my part here. So what I want to do next is I want to create a three-dimensional drawing of what I have here. Okay, so you can restart in a part file and draw it from scratch, or you can actually import this drawing and create a 3D drawing from this drawing here. And the way you do that is you go over to Tools, and then you hit Create 3D Drawing. This will be the same in ST2 as well. So you go Create 3D Drawing. This is where it changes a little bit for ST2. This, your Create 3D menu will be a little bit different, but it's basically the same steps. Okay, so I want to create a ANSI part. So I'm going to go Browse, More. Here we go. There's my ANSI part. I'm going to hit that. There we have it. Now it says Step 1, select your first view, which is usually your front view. So I'm going to hit Next. There we have it. So I'm going to go ahead, select my first view, and then Next again. And on in ST2, there'll be a option along here that says Next View. So you're going to want to click that, and that'll change you. It'll say Next View or View Option. Yeah, it'll say View Option or something around that lines. And then you hit that, and then you select your second view. Okay, so that would be your front view. Hit that. Here you're going to hit Next again, and then you go ahead and select the top view. So there you go. Once you're done that, you hit Finish, and then it's going to open up a second a second file here, your part file. So there you have it. So there's our part file. Okay, so now that we're into a part file, you want to give this some depth. Okay, so first you're going to want to select your entire image. Okay, so that you're selecting from something, and we want to extrude something here. Okay, so there we go. Extruding gives something depth. So once you select from there, in st2, it's going to look a little bit different in your tabs here, but the extrude button will be on the home menu as well. Okay, and then you're going to also want to select from sketch. Okay, so in your extrude menu, in st2, it's going to be along the left-hand side once again. You're going to want to go here into your menu, and then there'll be a select from sketch. In st3, it defaulted to what I was doing because it's helping you. It's got a different software a little bit that it gives you a hand because it kind of knows what you want to do. So, but I'm going to start by giving this some depth. So I'm going to type in 3 inches. There we go. Click OK. And there we have it. st2, you'd want to do the same thing. Type in 3 inches. Okay, here again, we want to now we want to extrude this hole. So you can't actually extrude something into a solid piece. Okay, it's not going to let you do that. So what you're going to have to do is remove some material by cutting it. But on st3, you hit the extrude button again, and then now you want to select what you want to extrude. Okay, so or you want to select it first. st2, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to select it first, and now I want to extrude that, and it tells me here. Okay, in st3 in your menu here, this drop down, this is where you can change it to remove material. So that's basically the same as the cut menu, the cut icon in st2. Uh, there'll be another icon in st2 right beside extrude. That's the one you want to click. It says cut. So you're going to click on that, and it's going to do the same operation here. Okay, so now I'm going to type in 2 inches because I want to remove 2 inches of material. There we go, and now we have a hole. Okay, and if you haven't noticed, I've been moving my icon around here, my part. The way I'm doing that is clicking down on the scroll wheel on my mouse. Okay, there's another way you can do this as well, is you go into view, and you can select which view you want to see here. So you can see a diametric view, an ISO view. Okay, so let's go back to the diametric view. So there you have it. Um, we've now created a part from uh, our orthographic projection. So now we can actually start shutting things off here uh, to see our part without the markings on it. So you just go here and click them off. And in st2, it will this drop down here, your list of steps will be in a different section on its own on the left hand side, but it's pretty easy to see. Okay, so there we have it. We've shut things off, and you can really see now our drawing, which is really nice. Okay, next, now that we have our 3D drawing, we're going to want to save what we have so far. Okay, so what you do is go in the application menu, hit save as. Okay, and now you're going to name it. So we're going to name this, let's say, lesson part 1A, and then it's a isometric, so we're going to go isometric uh, drawing. So there we have it. As you can see, it's already saved into the part document. So we're going to hit save, and it's telling me where I'm saving it as well. So make sure you're saving it to a proper location. So to save that, and there we have it. It's been saved. Okay, so that was creating a drawing from an uh, an orthographic, creating an isometric from an orthographic drawing. Okay, but what if we want to do the opposite of that? What if we have our what if we have our isometric drawing, we have a 3D drawing, and we want to create a paper drawing of that? Well, you can do that. Actually, it's a little different, but what we're going to have to first do is open up a new draft, okay, because that's what we're wanting to create. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that just by minimizing these drawings here, and they're going to locate themselves here. Okay, so we want to create another draft. We're going to create an ANSI draft. So there we go, and we got to again set up our sheet. So we're going to set it up here. I want to set up an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and that's up here. Here it is, 11 by 8.5, and we're going to also set it up the background as a B sheet, and then we're going to go back to size and set the scale. So you can change the scale if you'd like. I'm going to leave it as a 1-to-1 scale. Okay, so there we have it. Fit to screen again. There we go. We have our sheet. Again, just like the way we set up our sheet the first time, we have to set the projection angles next. So we're going to go into the application button, solid edge options, and then set your projection angles. Here in drawing standards, here again it's set to third angle projection. That's what I'd like. So you're going to go ahead and click OK. And there we go. Now we are basically ready to start drawing again the way we were the first time. Okay. And because we're wanting to create a drawing from something that already exists, we're going to use this view wizard to import the drawing into this sheet. Okay, so we're going to hit view wizard, and now you want to select what you've created. That's why we saved the other drawing there, our lesson part 1A ISO. There it is there, so you can see. Now we're going to open that up. Okay, and then it comes up this drawing view creation wizard. Okay, it tells you what you're doing here. So you can go ahead and list that down and see, make sure that all your views are properly selected, like your orthographic view here. It should look like these. st3 would be the same. Okay, so you can go ahead and click next. And then you're wanting to, your drawing view orientation, we want to hit the front. Okay, we want it to bring it in the front. Okay, so we're going to hit next. And then you're going to want a drawing view layout. You're going to select the middle of the top row and the middle of this the right side row. Okay, you can select other ones and just experiment, but we're going to use these two because we want to create a orthographic drawing. So we're going to go ahead and hit finish, and there we go. In here now we can change the scale. So don't select this yet. We can change the scale in here on this tool menu, so you can see you can change the scale, but I'd like to leave it as a 1-to-1 scale. Okay. In st2, this will be this toolbar will be located again on the left-hand side. So whenever I've been mentioning that they're on the left-hand side, they're going to change. It's going to end up back to the same position. Okay, so just remember that. All right, so now that I have my drawing getting ready to import, I wanted to import it right here. So I'm going to click that, and there you go, it imports it. Okay, so there you have it. That's our imported drawing. Okay, so next we're going to want to import the isometric drawing of this part here, and that's located up in this top corner here, in the top right-hand corner. And the way we do that is we go into our Home tab, you go into the Drawing Views tab, you hit Principal, okay? And then now it's asking you, click on a drawing view, the one that you want to use. I want to use this one, okay? And then I'm going to drag that up to where my isometric view would be located, okay? And that's up here. And then I'm just going to click, and there you go. It imports the isometric drawing right there. Okay, so next we're going to want to click on that, and I want to move it over a little bit. I want to put it over here, way over off to the side. Okay, there you go. Again, as you're moving things around, if you start moving these drawings, these views, they are in a relationship with one to the other. Okay, so if we click on and start moving it around, you'll notice that the other ones will move with it. Okay, some of them sometimes. So I want to put this one over here, closer to the side, and then I'm going to move this one up a little bit as well. I'll put it right about there. Make sure that it's still on my sheet. It's just about off the sheet, so I'm going to move it down a little bit. There we go. Now our sheets are pretty well formatted here. Okay, next what we're going to do is create a section view of one of our drawings. So if you want to see the section of something, this is how you do that. So you go into the Home tab, you go into Drawing Mode, and then you go into Cutting Plane, okay? So you can click Cutting Plane, and I want to take a cutting plane from this drawing, okay? I want to see a section view of this. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to zoom in on it because I want to make sure I'm finding where I'm going here. And then you draw a line uh, where you want to see the section view. So I want to see the midpoint of this. Find the midpoint using my IntelliSketch. Project it out a little bit. You want to leave a little bit of your drawing off, a little bit of your line off your drawing like this. Okay, hit OK, and then you go ahead and you go close cutting plane. All right, so now it's selected a cutting plane of your drawing. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to locate uh, where we want these lines to go. Which side of the cutting view do you want to see? Okay, so I want to see the bottom half of it. So I'm going to click down here. There we go. That's the bottom section of what I want to look at. Okay, so I'm going to fit the screen again. And then now what we do is we're going to select the the Home tab up here, and then we're going to go to the drawing views again, and then we're going to hit section because we're trying to find a section view, okay? And we want to find the section view of this. So we're going to click on that, and then you see that you're actually getting a projection of the section view, so you want to place it where you want it to be. So I want it to be roughly right about here. Okay, so I'm going to place it like that. And there you go, you have a section view of your drawing. Okay, so now we gotta make some changes here and move them around a little bit. So I'm just gonna select here, select this, move it up a little bit, and then move this one up as well, just a little bit so it's a little more organized. There you go. Next, what we're going to do is create a detailed view, something that you want to see something in a bigger picture. The way we do that is we go over to the Home tab once again. You click on that. You click Drawing Views. You go into the Drawing Views, and then you hit the Detailed. Okay, so we're going to hit Detail. And now you're going to want to select where you're wanting to detail. Okay, so you want to detail something over here, something over here. We're going to detail our little hole here. Okay, so you click where you want to detail, and then you draw a circle around what you're trying to detail. So I want to detail about this much. Okay, and it's going to come out a really big section of it because you want to really zoom in on it. And the way you make this smaller is by uh, with your scroll wheel, with your mouse. Okay, or you can simply change it here on your scale, 1 to 1, and then 1 to 4. Okay, so we want to make it a little bit bigger. 2 to 1 is really big. Okay, so we'll just leave it at 1 to 1. So then you're just kind of making it a little easier to dimension over here. Okay, so there you go. Now you have the detailed view of your B section. Okay. Next, another thing that we can do is change the display properties of your views, of your drawings. Okay, but I want to change the display property of my isometric drawing over here. So what you do is you click on it. Okay, and then up here in your tools, in your tool menu for that application, you can see there is uh, there's these different types of views, but I want to see a shaded view with visible edges. Okay, in ST2, again, it's going to be along the left-hand side. You're going to have to scroll down to find that one. Okay, but you see I clicked on it, nothing happened. Okay, so what you're going to have to do is update views. Okay, you hit that, and there you go. You have an updated version of your view, and it looks like that. Looks really nice. Okay, so I'm going to drag this over here and put it right there, just to try to organize things a little bit better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start to dimension everything. Okay, so what you can do is, like I said before, use your Smart Dimension tool and start dragging out dimensions like this. Um, or there's another way you can do this. Because we've already drawn something and we've made dimensions on it, you can actually call out the dimensions in the dimension tab here, and then hit retrieve dimensions. Okay, and then I want to retrieve the dimensions from this drawing. Okay, you hit that, and there you go. It brings in all your dimensions that you had from before. So just like this dimension here, and then you can hit this one too, and brings in your dimensions. Okay, from your last drawing. So some of them are off the screen, so you can change their position, same way as we did that before. Um, or unless you want to get them off there and reposition them, you can also keep editing them, putting more dimensions on. Okay, so that's the way you can do that. Again, if you want to make changes to this one, because we've called it out, made a detailed drawing of it over here, you can zoom in on it and then start positioning dimensions. Okay, just like the diameter of the circle here, like that, and then you can put some more dimensions on, and then kind of organize and make your drawing look really nice. So once you're done that, you're going to want to save it again. So we're going to hit the save as, and name it something else. So we got lesson part 1A ISO uh, with um, with an orthographic projection, and this is complete. So we can type in done, just like that. Okay, and we can hit save, and there you go. We've saved our part, and we've successfully completed this tutorial if you followed along and did that. So to recap, we went over how to set up a sheet and scale it, some of the basic tools and commands, how to create a drawing in a draft, and and then how to make an isometric drawing from your orthographic drawing, and the opposite process of that as well. So making an orthographic drawing from an isometric, or vice versa. Okay. Um, as well as how to add detailing to your drawings, such as section views and detailed views, and also how to dimension your drawings using those tools. Okay, so I hope this tutorial was helpful, and have a good day.